Okay, we're going to talk about this discriminant. The discriminant is the part of the quadratic formula that is inside the radical right there. Okay? That's called the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. It discriminates. Okay? It discriminates. It will tell you, it will say what part, it will tell you whether your answer has two real numbers, one real number, or two imaginary numbers. Okay? Now, you guys remember we talked about imaginary numbers at the first of the year? And I want you to see these right here. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about a parabola looking like this. How many times does this parabola cross the x-axis? Look away. Okay. How many times does this one cross the x-axis, everybody? Twice. Once right there and once right there. Everybody write that down. Sometimes they cross twice. That means it has two real solutions. Write that down. Okay? Then you have the possibility that it just touches in one spot. Okay? And it has one real solution. Okay? And then you have the possibility that it doesn't cross the x-axis at all. That means it has no real solutions. No real solutions. Okay? Any questions there? You can have one real solution, no real solutions, or two real solutions. Now, this is how it works, you guys. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, that means if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, that's a positive number, right? Then it has two real solutions, like that. Thank you. Okay. Charlie and Anthony, this thing just says during class, so when we have a chance, I'm going to send you down there, okay? To the counseling office. Okay, so b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. That's if it's positive. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, then there's one real solution. And if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, that means it's negative. Then there's no real solutions. There's two imaginary solutions. Two imaginary solutions. Okay. Okay, here's our first example. We got to see if this one's going to have two solutions, two real solutions, one real solution, or if it's going to have two imaginary solutions. So we want to know if it's going to be positive, 0, or negative. Okay, how many of you think it's positive? How many of you think it's 0? How many of you think it's negative? How many of you don't know? Okay, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. You guys got to figure out what b squared minus 4ac is. If it's positive, 0, or negative. Okay, let's call on Lexi. What do you think? What number did you get? 6. Anybody else get 6 here? b squared minus 4ac. Okay, let's see. Christy, what did you get? How come? Well, probably because you didn't listen. All right, you didn't even try, I don't think, Dean. Okay, Dean. Huh? 24? Anybody get 24? One of the times? Okay. What did you get, Alex? Negative 24? Okay. You got what? Positive 14? Okay, positive 48? Okay, let's see who's right. Here we go, you guys. What is A, B, and C? A, B, and C. That's all you have to determine. Christy, there's your chance right here. I'm going to show you how to do it now. Okay, do you know what A, B, and C are? A is the number in front of x squared. What is that? 3. B is the number in front of x. What is that? Negative 6. You got to take the sign with it. And C is what? Negative 1. You got to take the sign with it. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to go B squared. What's negative 6 squared minus 4 times A? What's A, you guys? 3 times C, which is what, everybody? Negative 1. Now, everybody, plug that in your calculator. Put parentheses around the negative 6 when you do it. Negative 6 squared minus 4. That's what you should have gotten right there, 48. Jax was the only one that got it? Well, why didn't you guys say so? 48, okay. 4 or 5 of you had it, okay? Now, you guys, since that's a, Lacey and Christy, since this is a positive number, what kind of solution am I going to get? Did you write it down? Did you take notes last time, Christy? Okay, since it's positive, what kind of solution am I going to get? Okay, look, you guys. We wrote this down for you. Did you guys look at it? Did you think about it? If I get a positive number, which I did, I have how many? I have what type of solution? 2 real, right? If I have 0, I have 1 real. And if I have a negative, I have 2 imaginary solutions, right? Because I want you to think about this. This is the part that goes into the b squared minus 4ac part of a quadratic formula. Okay, so if I take that right there and put it, that 48 inside the square root, if it's positive, I get 2 real solutions. If it's negative, I'm going to get 2 imaginary solutions. Remember when you take the square root of a negative number, you get imaginary? Okay, we're going to try another one. Here we go. Next one. Negative 5x squared plus 10x minus 8. Okay, I want you to find the discriminant. Tell me whether there's 2 real, 1 real, or 2 imaginary solutions. These guys say it's negative 60. We're going to check it out. A, you guys, what is A, everybody? Negative 5. What is B, everybody? 10. What is C, everybody? Negative 8. Okay, so B squared minus 4AC. So B squared, 10 squared, minus 4 times A, which is negative 5, times C, which is negative 8. Right? Okay, 10 squared is 100. And 4 times 5 is 20 times a negative 8. What's 20 times a negative 8? Negative 160, right? Which is negative 60. You guys can just put that in your calculator, see if you got it right. So it's a negative 60, right? So what kind of solutions am I going to have? Is this parabola going to cross the x-axis? Okay, this parabola is not going to cross the x-axis. It's going to look something like this. Since it's negative, I'm going to have what kind of solutions, you guys? 2 what? 2 imaginary solutions. It's written, and it should be written in your notes. If it comes out to be a negative number, if the discriminant is a negative number, put it on my desk. Or actually give it to me right here. Then it is, thank you. No, not yet. Okay, if it comes out to be negative, then you get 2 imaginary solutions. Any questions there? Did you guys all write those notes down? So you got it down? Okay, let's try one more. Here we go. Well, we're finding the discriminant. Finding the discriminants of quadratic equations to tell whether a quadratic equation has two real solutions, two imaginary solutions, or one real solution. That's what we're doing. So, okay, right here, you guys, x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 0. What do I put the formula up there again? Well, the whole quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? That's the quadratic formula. But what part is the discriminant, you guys? B squared minus 4ac is the discriminant. The b squared minus 4ac is the discriminant. So you need to figure out what the discriminant is and see if this is got two real number solutions, two imaginary, or one imaginary. Guys, A is 1, B is 12, and C is 36. You guys, A is 1 because if it's just x squared, the coefficient is 1. We assume that it's 1. Okay? All right. B squared, 12 squared, right? We put 12 in for B. 4 times A. What's A? 1. What's C? 36. 12 squared is 144. 4 times 1 times 36 is 144. 144 minus 144 is, you got 0. That means that what's this graph going to do? When I graph this parabola, what's it going to do? No, it's not going to be a straight line. It's going to come down, and it's going to touch the x-axis in one spot. That's it. You don't have to graph it. I'm just showing. Well, let's do this. Everybody get out your calculator right now. Everybody go to y equals. Clear everything out of your y equals screen so that there's no graphs. Okay? If you're not sure how you do this, everybody right here. See, this is the y equals button. Go right there, and it should say y1, 2, 3. If there's anything in there, clear it out. Okay? Is there anybody that's not there? Okay, you're going to type in x squared. X squared right here plus 12x. You guys, that's the x button right there, in case you're wondering. Plus 36. Don't hit graph. We got to get the appropriate window. If you hit the zoom button, 6 is a standard window. Do you remember that? Now it will graph it for you. What does this parabola do? It touches right there the graph. It touches at one place, at -6 actually. Okay? So, well, no, the discriminant was 0, which means the graph is going to touch. Now, if I did the whole, you guys, if I did the whole thing, it would tell me where it touches. Okay, if I take this whole thing, this whole quadratic formula, stop, you two, okay? If I took this whole quadratic formula and I go negative b, that would be a negative 12, plus or minus the square root of 0, because remember for the discriminant we got 0, and 2 times 1 is 2. Well, you guys, what's the square root of 0? 0. And what's 12 plus 0 versus 12 minus 0? 12 plus 0 and 12 minus 0 is all the same, right? So you're going to get negative 12 over 2, which is negative 6. That's what you get for your answer. And so it's telling me where it's going to cross the x-axis. It's going to cross the x-axis at negative 6. There's only one answer. Okay? So this is called the quadratic formula. The part we're doing is the discriminant. I'm going to give you guys one more discriminant right here. Everybody do this one. Let's go 4x squared plus 5x plus 7. I want everybody to do that one. Find the discriminant of that one. Well, all we're doing is this part of it. We're finding the discriminant right now. 5 squared minus 4 times 4 times 7, right? That's B, that's A, and that's C. A, B, C, right? Do you understand that? And then all you have to do is find that. That's 25. 5 squared is 25. I'll show you. You guys, what's 4 times 4 times 7? What's 4 times 4 times 7? 112. And what's 25 minus 112? How many of you guys got negative 87 for the discriminant? Okay. Since it's negative, what does that tell us? It tells us that this thing is never going to cross the x-axis. That's what it tells us. If we graph it, it won't cross the x-axis. Now, D was saying, when do you do the whole thing? Well, let's do the whole thing now. Negative B would be negative 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 87 all over 2 times A. 2 times 4 is 8. That would be the whole thing. Now, the problem is I'm taking the square root of a negative number. Do you remember those are imaginary numbers? That's really negative 5 plus or minus I square root of 87 over 8. You weren't here at the first year, but the first year we learned about imaginary numbers. When you take the square root of a negative number, you get an imaginary number. Yeah, I is what we call the imaginary unit. Yep. Whenever you see the square root of a negative number, you're going to put an I out in front. Okay? That's called the imaginary unit. Now, if you graph this, will it ever cross the x-axis? No. Watch this. Let's graph it. What's the equation on this one, you guys? Go to your y equals and hit clear. What was that first thing? What was my first number there? 4, 5, and 7, right? So 4x squared plus 5x plus 7. Okay, and if I do that, I can hit graph this time because I already hit zoom 6 last time. Is that parabola ever going to cross the x-axis? Yeah, you can see it's never going to cross it, isn't it? It's clear up here. It's just going up forever. So guess what? This one right here has 2 imaginary solutions. Everybody write that down. 2 imaginary solutions. It does not cross the x-axis. Okay, any questions there? All right, now, you know what? We're going to just correct the test next time. We're going to do a little activity right now. First of all, I got a video I want to show you guys. Okay?